Let's go, drinks on Dusty, let's start the show. Drinks on Dusty, coming in hot, coming in to blow up the spot. The guests be picking, what we be drinking, we don't know what Dusty is thinking. We are here to have a good time, see where the convo may just climb. Sit back, put your drinks up, go on y'all, fill up your cup. Drinks on Dusty, let's go. Come on y'all, start the show. Oh no. Woo! All right, everybody, welcome to episode 3 of the Drinks on Dusty podcast. I, of course, am your host, Dustin, Dusty. Today, we have a special guest, a good friend of mine. His name is Drew Valaika. He is an actor. He lives in New York City. We went to college together. He's a couple years younger than me. I feel like an old motherfucker with him. But he's a fan of the podcast. I'm going to bring him on. He's another Nebraska boy just like me. And he's also going to be the first one I'm recording in my apartment. So I was in Nebraska when I first started recording. But I'm back in New York City, you know, living the dangerous life. And it's my apartment, of course. Got the hats. Got my fucking Packer flag in the background. Fucking, look at that shit. It's fucking dope. And, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Drew Valaika.
Hell yeah.
What's up, buddy? Well, Drew, welcome to the podcast, man. I appreciate you being a fan and saying you like it and stuff, and then we got you on here. That's, again, people, that's how easy it is. You tell me you like it, you come on the podcast with me. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Drew, what are we drinking today?
Today we are drinking my personal favorite, some good old bourbon on the rocks.
Some bourbon on the rocks. What are
today I have my favorite bourbon on hand, a little Basil Hayden.
Ooh, I don't think I've ever had that.
Calvin, I shared a little bit of this with my roommate Calvin last night.
Yeah.
And he told me I had to make it very clear that this stuff is dangerously dangerous.
Well,
it goes down like water. So
the bourbon that you're drinking does?
Oh yeah, it's like very, very mellow. Like I'm not someone who likes to get kicked in the teeth when I drink my liquor.
Yeah, I don't either.
But this stuff is good. I realized I was growing up and getting old when my philosophy around alcohol turned into I'm gonna knock this back real quick so I can't taste the alcohol, and it became I'm gonna sip this nice and slow so that I can taste the alcohol.
I for some reason am still not at that state, or I like to drink. I just drink fast. I fucking drink fast. I've always drank fast, and I like the taste of alcohol now. Yeah, you should know. You've seen me enough. But again, I'm a big beer guy, and I don't drink shit straight, really ever. Which I thought was funny when you brought this up and you texted me like, just so you know, I drink bourbon straight, and I go, God damn it. But, you know, here it is. So, cheers, my brother. Hopefully I don't die. But thanks for being on the podcast. And I'm drinking Elijah Craig. So, shout out to Elijah Craig, which happens to be my favorite bourbon. But I also don't know much about bourbon. So,
that's a personal favorite of mine, Elijah Craig.
Yeah, I think you.
Yeah.
God, I can't even smell it though. I'm a bitch. I'm afraid.
I get this on the rocks, Dusty. You can throw some ice in that guy.
Yeah, that requires me. Oh, yeah, I do have some ice here. I'll put that in. Woo! See, I just can't. Shit is too strong for me all the time. But this isn't bad. But that will keep me from chugging it, though.
Yeah. This is the time. I mean, the thing about this is that once, like, it gets cut a little bit, it's very chuggable.
Good. Yeah. You're like a beer connoisseur in my eyes, because I'm pretty simple. But it's one funny story. When we like met up and did like our whatever check-in, we haven't seen each other in a while. Let's go get a beer. When I took you to my bar for my regular bar, you ordered a different beer every time.
Yeah.
You go every time. Let's try this one, and I'm just like, dude, I just drink the same shit everywhere I go. But why are you such a you're more sophisticated when it comes to drinking than I am? Why is that, Drew?
Well, thank you, Dustin. I mean, my first like 2.5 years living in New York, I was working with a startup company actually that was focused around beer industry and giving consumers the draft beer experience at home. So
Wow.
we did a lot of work with local breweries. That really, I love the beer scene back in our good old fine home state of Nebraska.
Go Big Red, baby.
So working at that job really taught me a lot about beer, the beer industry, just the like actual mechanics of what it takes to make beer.
Yeah.
The guy that hired me at this company, great guy by the name of Joe Pfeiffer, who sort of became like a mentor for me while I was there. He was what's called a cicerone, which is basically...
Don't know what that is.
Huh?
I said, don't know what that is.
Do you know what a sommelier is?
Yes, I do know what that is. So it's like a sommelier?
So, a sommelier for beer.
Ah, I want that fucking job.
He was a walking encyclopedia of information on beer. He could try a beer and he could tell you exactly what hops were used based on taste and aroma.
The fuck?
He was just someone who absolutely trained his palate to do this. It's
How do
not
you train your palate to do something like that? That's crazy.
You drink a lot of beer.
And you don't just shotgun it and chug Busch Light or Coors Light all the time. You actually drink other beer.
Yeah, I've actually, I definitely got a really, because when I started working for this company, I knew one thing about beer. I liked to drink it. And I really walked away with this, like, much broader and more, I guess, finessed appreciation for what a craft brewery does and how they go making beer and sort of the, like, applied chemistry it takes to actually make beer and kind of the experimentation and artistry it takes to make beer. I actually got to, get pretty well acquainted with a brewery in New York called Iconic. They're one of the best in the city. They operate out of Court Square. But back when they were a lot smaller, working off of a smaller system, they had their tap room literally across the street from the warehouse I worked at. So,
oh shit.
Oh yeah. So me and my work buddy Nick, we were like, we were regular pillars of that establishment. When they were moving to a larger location, they said, "Hey, the bar stools are going to be like Central Park benches. People who have spent a lot of time there just get their name on
the."
Yeah. It's like as if my ass doesn't have an imprint in one already,
Dude,
but,
having that like go-to bar in New York City for me was, I fucking love it because this place can be really fucking expensive and it's I think the comfortability is like a lot of the bars here just it's so fast paced. It's not really chill. I love when I like found Bedford and the Wayland, and it's like those are my go-to where people know who I am, which obviously go to the bar too much, but it's that that little Cheers feel to it. I think in New York kind of really helps out with shit. And
exactly.
It's fucking it makes the city a little easier because after a day you're like, oh, let's go to my bar, and then you talk to the bartenders, you feel comfortable. And you get some free drinks, and that's what we're all trying to do, just get free drinks. Was that your first job when you came into New York, Drew, for acting and stuff? Was that kind of your like go-to day job, or like the first one you had?
Absolutely. So I moved to New York in September of 2017, and it just so happened. So this company was originally a West Coast company. They were founded like San Francisco, I want to say. And right around when I moved here, they just so happened to have opened up their East Coast branch of operations.
Wow.
So it was kind of just like this happy accident that I found them, job hunting. And, I started there part-time. I started on the pack line, literally, putting all this beer in boxes.
You would post like things on social media about it. I'm like, that seems kind of cool, and I would probably try to steal some of that shit. But I like that. Continue.
Trust me, I got that. I mean, that job paid for itself in the amount of beer I got to drink. I absolutely, really had an amazing time working with that company. I learned a whole mess of just life skills. They put me in a position where I could be a leader. They put me in positions where I got to, help make important decisions and help sort of like, look at the company and say, this is who we are and this is what we do. I sort of made a name for being the guy who would like get shit done over here.
Which is a great skill to have and learn.
Oh, absolutely. It's really fun when like the CEOs and founders of a company know you personally and they know they can rely on you. So I took a lot of pride in that. I think if there's anything that I appreciated the most from that company, it's that, they recognize that they're like, listen, we get it. This is your job, not your career. And they were in full support of the whole acting thing. And they made it work for me where it's like, where I would just, talk to my manager and be like, listen, I booked a last minute audition. Can I scoot out of here a little early for my lunch break to go off and do that? And they're just like, absolutely. So
that's like one of the most important things in New York with being an actor is finding that right day job for you. And also Drew, if you remember in college, that's not a job we were told to go look for when when you're looking for like an acting day job. It's the typical, I'll be a waiter, a bartender, it's things like that. And I always remember being, just because I graduated in our friend group and people would ask me like, hey, how's the day job? I'm like, you have to find the one that works for you, the job that goes well with you, that you're comfortable at, that is still paying you well enough to survive in this fucking crazy ass city. But saying that you need this certain job because this is the only job that works, which I do think a lot of actors that I know feel like they can only stick in that realm, which that realm is fine. That realm is great, but not everybody wants to do that. And that's also not the only thing that's out there. And like you said, you found a job that wants to work with you and that is trying to help you and knows, hey, we know you want to do this. This is your job and this isn't your career, but we're going to make it positive and going to help you out, which is really beneficial and really awesome that you had that when you moved here.
Oh yeah, it was an amazing experience working there. And like you said, it's not something that you look at as actors and are like, go look at these heavy manual labor jobs for a startup company. I saw what they were doing there and it's just like, fuck it, craft beer, I can get behind this. And
I can roll with that.
I'm just like, I am all for this, It's like, it took me a month to find that job. I took when I first moved to the city, I took 2 weeks. That's like, I live in New York. I'm kind of just gonna dick around for a little bit. I very distinctly remember I was the first person to move into my apartment at the time. I was living with a friend and a friend of one of her friends. And I was the first person who was got their stuff moved in. I'm standing in my empty kitchen and it's guess I do the actor thing now. And
dude, it's a weird thing. That first time being in an apartment, the empty apartment in New York City, it's just this mind fuck, honestly. Everything's empty. You don't have shit and you're like, well, I guess I gotta do, like you said, gotta go do the acting thing now. So yeah, acting in New York. So you were applying for auditions. How long was it till you got your first gig per se, or whatever it was when you moved here?
How long before I actually started beating the pavement for auditions, or when did I get my first show?
When did you get your first show? But yeah, go ahead and talk about all that, man. Whatever.
Yeah, I ended up starting to audition right away. It was just a matter of applying for shit. Did you find it hard to get into the?
Because New York, you moved straight from Nebraska, right?
Yeah, straight
Because I'm
from.
forgetting what year you graduated. You graduated the year after me, correct, Drew? I don't fucking remember. I'm too old now. I graduated 2015.
You were 2 years ahead of me.
Ah, okay. Well, you know, let's calm down. I'm fucking 18. So let's just fucking say that. No, but yeah, you weren't living in another city. Like, you kind of went right to New York, correct? That was your big city. Like, after getting ready, you acting like I'm moving to New York.
Yeah.
And you just kind of hit it.
Yeah, I came out and I just decided to, like, you know, it's very odd. It's like there's never like a perfect time to just start. It's like you just have to start.
You have to go.
I started going on auditions, and within about 2 weeks, I had booked 2 shows.
Awesome.
And I started right then. You know, I definitely came in with the attitude of, listen, I just want to get some New York theater under my belt. I'm not going to like say it's, I'm not going to say like I either get a union show or bust. I just put myself out there and I started making connections. I started, I started acting. I actually came to New York at the time I had applied for and ended up making it into a acting class with
nice.
Yeah, I worked with a really great teacher by the name of Brian McManaman, who absolutely kicked my ass in the best way possible. And it was
it one of those, hey, everything you fucking thought you knew in Nebraska, throw that shit out the fucking window? Was one of those?
Exactly.
Or is that what it was? Hey, Nebraska boy. No.
What that class did is it took everything I had done in college and it kind of took it to a next level where it took me to this level of where I just don't have to think as hard. And it kind of pushed me outside of my comfort zone and outside of my box of how I thought, of like my thought process when approaching a role.
Did you think like you thought too much with acting roles, like when you were in college?
Absolutely.
And stuff? Learning? You kind of overthought them in a sense?
Our favorite acting instructor, Joan Corti, would absolutely just, she just would beat it into me. Stop fucking thinking, Drew. I'd be talking and we'd be like talking and debriefing and trying to like wrestle through something. And she's like, can you just, take everything that you're like trying to say, take all the $3 words out and just simplify it into like something actionable.
I think I'm literally maybe the opposite, where I may not think enough half the time and I just do shit, which, it's nice to find a good medium.
That's just instincts, which are so important.
Yes. But so this acting teacher that you had in New York kind of got you away from thinking that way a little bit, or molding that into a better acting knowledge or whatever. I can't think
really
of
just words. I mean, first off, my undergrad experience really helped with that in terms of like getting me to just not think. It's definitely something that I continue to work on, but I've definitely found a way to go with. I've always been learning how to like go with my gut more and just trust instinctually. Instinctually, the first, like, what I usually first want to try to do is usually the best route to go about it. And, I think a lot of my process comes from that like inner critic that, every artist, no matter what, medium you work through, has to fight against.
Yeah, for sure.
And, working with Brian, he helped me to find like what my character wanted in very new and exciting ways.
And what was your thought process with coming back to New York City during all this time?
It was very interesting because I spent a solid 2 months back in Lincoln, kind of waiting out the worst with my family. And I went through a myriad of like thoughts about it. I'm like, I could go back to New York and do this thing. I could literally, you know, take a knapsack, stuff it with supplies, and just like, you know, disappear into the backwoods of Montana, never to be heard from again.
Could
I
really restructure your whole life over, honestly.
I could absolutely go off the grid and no one would know where I went. So I'm just like, you know, I kind of had to really wrestle with what I wanted to do. And to a certain extent, you know, I had a lot of things that offered security in my life, sort of, you know, really straight up pulled out from under me.
Yeah.
And I kind of decided, like, well, you know, you don't often get to start your life over again. So in a very big way, I came back to New York under the philosophy of you know, am starting from square one basically again.
Yeah.
You know, and in some ways I am, and in some ways I'm not. You know, I know the city far, far better now. I know, you know, I know the attitude it takes to sort of, you know, kind of like preserve your sanity when living here.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of, you know, great connections, great colleagues, great friends in the city as well. So I know I'm walking back into like a really good support network.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like, you know, I'm no longer working the same job I've worked for 2.5 years. That has really sort of been my income in New York. So that's a huge thing I have to figure out. I had, at the time, I had some very, very good friends that were potentially going to be moving for work. And that was a heavy blow for me because they were people I saw on a, you know, pretty regular basis. You know, so that's another thing. But, you know, everything has sort of just ended up working out. You know, one of the great things I left with before COVID is that the company I work for taught me a whole mess of life skills. And it's, you know, it's just a matter of kind of just literally putting my name out there and trying to find work.
Yeah.
I mean, if there wasn't a time to double down on my artistic stuff that I want to do, it's like, I'm not going to get that time again.
Yeah.
So
That is true to try to find. I think I struggled with that when this whole COVID madness did happen. I kind of didn't use that time like I should have with creating and doing stuff. But like, again, the time where you can't go anywhere, you're not supposed to go anywhere. You're not necessarily working every day. Like I used to work basically 60 hours a week or whatever, and not having this time to actually, like, as artists, being like, I'm going to write, I'm going to do this. You've been learning bass, correct? Been working on it more. You're always posting fucking videos of you playing that bass or whatever.
I mean, I've been playing bass for 2 years now.
Yeah.
So it's the time the extra time I have now has definitely allowed me to really, you know, let me have no excuses in picking that thing up every day.
Yeah.
And playing it. So I've really sort of stretched out and broadened my skill set in playing it. So that's been really fun and exciting.
That's awesome. I like the analogy of thinking of starting over again. I really like that. I guess I haven't thought of it as much, like it's a chance to start over. I really like that. I think that's beneficial for a lot of people, but it's as it is, it's a scary time right now, and we don't know when the acting and arts are gonna pick up. And I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. I miss Nebraska a shit ton. It was really hard for me to even leave to come back here, and I was like, oh, fucking, I'm driving a 4-wheeler in the middle of fucking nowhere, and I'm like, God, this is who I am as a person way more, which is weird. Did you always want to go to New York?
It's funny. I spent like a solid maybe 2.5 years telling myself that I was going to go the Chicago route and move out to Chicago for a while and take a look at that game. But my senior year happened, and senior year at Wesleyan, it was the year that we did the New York spring break trip to work with some casting directors, go to workshop and stuff. And I went on that trip, and it had been years since I had really visited New York City, and I pretty much very, very quickly within like my second or third day of being on this spring break trip said, if I'm going to do this thing, this is where I'm going to need to be. And
That's interesting, man.
Yeah, like 2 months before graduation, I like completely scrapped my original.
Switch it all up.
I scrapped my original idea, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to move to New York now. And it really worked out. I found great roommates, and rest is history.
Yeah, that's because again we did that trip my senior year is when we did that too, and I remember that was my first time on a fucking plane, let alone New York City. Oh yeah, it was a whole thing. Everyone was like, Adam tried to tell me that the plane was gonna land in the ocean or some shit. Everyone was fucking with me, but it's always a fun little tidbit. But like I was freaked the hell out when I got here. That first trip, I was like, nope, not me. This is not where I'm at. And I remember, my girlfriend at the time was like, this is where she wanted to go. A lot of my friends were. And I was just like, nah, dude, this just freaks me out. Now, and I remember our good friend, Greg Roderick, he pulled me aside and he like knew I was not about it. He's like, listen to me.
You were kind of geeking out, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, listen to me. You're in Times Square all week. There's other parts of New York City. Don't judge it off of that, which was very good advice. But I was like, nope, not moving to New York. This is not my thing or anything.
And the thing is that when you go to visit, it is so different from when you're actually like living there and like taking the train every day and are, commuting around. Like you see so much more than just Times Square.
Yeah, just taxis blaring every fucking 2 seconds, which is still a fucking thing. But,
My parents visited me my first summer out here, and they had never really ever been to New York. I think my mom used to travel to New York, but like that was back in like the 80s, so very different New York today. And I remember taking them to Times Square, and they were just very nonplussed by it. So like they were just like, all right, this is a bit of sensory overload. We can go now. But the nice part is that when you do live here and like you have relatives visit, you personally have all of your favorite like hole in the wall spots that you to like share with them. And, it's very different than just going to New York and, kind of flying by the seat of your pants, not knowing anybody who actually lives there.
Yeah.
So it's very visiting and living here are two different animals.
Two different fucking animals, man. But I'm here, and I've been here 3 years. Don't know how the fuck that even happened, but hey. I just remember one day I was in Chicago, and I just go, all right, I'm moving to New York, and everyone's like, what? I'm like, nah, just want to. And it was like the scariest fucking thing I ever did. But I've lived here for 3.5 years.
I'm celebrating 3 years come September, so...
Oh, shit, man. Cheers. That's fucking awesome. I also, the 3 years is like a big deal to me because I was always told from numerous people, it was like, you have to give it 3 years. 3 years for some reason was always said to me was like a big benchmark to, like knowing like you've lived here, you've went through all this stuff, you've put roots down, you've given yourself time because a big thing in New York is giving yourself time. Things are not there right away. It's too big.
Especially, I had done a lot of visits as well. Not a lot, but enough to like kind of appreciate the adrenaline of New York. But it did take me a while to sort of find my groove with that. But the one thing I was told when I first moved here is like, you've got 2 years to say that you're new.
Get the fuck over it. Figure it out.
Yeah. It's like, I can't milk that shit anymore.
Yeah,
so
you can't.
I'm bummed.
Oh, I'm still a little new. Yeah, I remember after some point. I think I said that after a year though, and someone was like, "Dustin, shut up."
Yeah.
But it is true. Like that 2 year mark, people are like, "Yeah, I don't ever want to hear you fuck say that ever again. No, get the
Right.
fuck over it. Live your fucking life. Get the fuck out."
It's like you've lived in 3 apartments and had 5 jobs. Like, get over yourself.
I wouldn't say you're new anymore, man. Fucking, you know how to. If you don't know how to use Subway, get out of here. Which was other thing. Yeah. I again thought the Subway was going to be a pain in the ass. Subway makes a lot of sense to me. Doesn't mean I fucking like it, but it's it's easy. I don't have to worry about driving drunk or anything like that.
No,
so it's good.
I like having to drive feels like a chore at this point because I'm so integrated to public transit.
That's true.
It's like when the Subway runs, it runs. I'll say that much, but it's nice. It's nice to just like be able to like sit and read a book or a magazine and still get to where you're going.
That's true. So, like, yeah, you kind of being
I do feel like the Subway is good in that sense of like you can multitask to a degree.
That is a good point. I do always miss the driving in your car with whatever music and you're alone for that 10 minutes before you have to go to work, and you can kind of I need that time. And as much as I'm always gonna have my headphones on the Subway. If my headphones are not charged or ready, I don't want to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I am not the one that wants to talk on the Subway. I've seen friends on the Subway and I've walked the other way because I'm like, it have nothing to do with you. I just don't want to talk. I don't like it. Like, especially in the morning, I'm like, nah, dude, I need the music in my ears. I need to not be around as many people. And I just want to put my head down and get ready for this day. I'm that guy in New York City. So when you were I think it was freshman. Is freshman year when you went to Moscow?
Mm-mm.
Was it sophomore year? It was sophomore year because you went and studied abroad in college, whenever the hell that was, to Moscow in Russia, right?
Yes. So the way the Moscow story goes is sophomore year, I was taking a class with the genius J. Scott Chipman, and it was all based around Konstantin Stanislavski and sort of his life's work and the sort of American teachers that branched off from his original method. And I was really digging this class, and one day I get this email from Jay about this program done through an organization called the National Theater Institute, which does these conservatory sessions for all sorts of things. They do them for writers, musical theaters. You'll love this. National Theater Institute has a campus in Connecticut. Lin-Manuel Miranda actually he workshopped in the Heights.
Hey.
So there's like photos of him at like a keyboard from his like time there workshopping this musical. But they've had this, so National Theater Institute has had this program where they have a partnership with the Moscow Art Theater School, which is of course the school Konstantin Stanislavski founded. And they have a partnership where it's like, we will send these American students from all across the country to learn under your teachers and staff and to experience Russian theater and art. And so with a little prodding from Jay, who sort of in Jay fashion told me to, man up and apply, I applied and I got in, and I was in Moscow, all the way back in 2015 from September to December. So my whole fall junior year, I was in Russia.
And were you mostly studying the Stanislavski method?
It was a very broad range of subjects that we did. It was very Stanislavski method in that sense, because a lot of Stanislavski's philosophy is to make you this well-rounded artist, both physically and mentally. So I was doing ballet, I was doing Drosnin movement, which for those of you that don't know, is basically the love child of partner acrobatics and yoga.
I didn't know that.
It's
fucking crazy.
We would do jackknives, and my forehead was touching my shins. I was using muscles I did not know I had. Our teacher's name was Vlad. He was like 6 feet tall and just like a very happy. And he knew that we were just like absolutely killing ourselves trying to like do these like very physically demanding exercises. But I was also studying Russian theater history, Russian theater design. I worked on, singing and, stage combat. And so we had all of these classes intermixed, but every day you had your acting class. Mm-hmm. And every teacher at Mechat is kind of the abbreviated title of the school. Every teacher there sort of has their own take on the method. And so you sort of work with their vision and their take. And I really had two incredible teachers, Sergey and oh God,
Bob Saget.
Ivan. Huh?
Was it Bob Saget?
That was a joke. It was Bob Saget?
It was a joke, Drew. Jesus. I know Bob Saget wasn't there.
I know. I'm
looked at me like fucking. Wait, what, Dustin? Are you that dumb? No.
I'm leading. You're the host. I'm leading off you. Anyways. God.
For people that don't know for people that don't know, could you explain the Stanislavski acting method, or what is it?
So the Stanislavski method is actually very much unusable today.
Is it really?
It's not something that any actor really uses as the entire sort of like practice. But the thing about Stanislavski, and the reason we talk about Stanislavski today, is because the reason we talk about acting and the reason we study acting like we do is all because of the work that he did, Theater at the time when Stanislavski was growing up was coming all out of French melodrama. And so Stanislavski's big thing is there's got to be a way to like make this more true to life. And so his life's work ended up becoming finding ways to get at, truth and, quote unquote, organ stage. And so that's all of what his methodology came down to, was extracting that from the actor. And there's a very long history in terms of like, things he started with versus the evolution of the method versus the American teachers like Stella Adler, Sanford Meisner, and Strasberg. Americans like that who took the method, founded the group theater, made their own thing out of it. I'm very much against the idea of method acting or being a method actor. Yeah. I feel like each actor individually makes their own method. Like,
I would agree with that. Yeah.
We've got, there's so many like books and like, practices and schools of thought out there for acting that you really just have to like, take everything with a grain of salt, find the stuff that works for you, and kind of just assemble your own toolkit, pretty much.
That's a great way to put that, Drew. I totally wholeheartedly agree with that, actually. Because I think studying or just basing thing off one method or saying this is how you do it, I think everyone does things differently. The way I approach a role is completely different. The way you would approach a role, but doesn't make any of it invalid. It's just everyone has their own thing, and people share, like, picks parts off of things that work or whatever. But yeah,
Exactly. I mean, for me, my favorite part about, taking acting classes, working with other artists who come from, different methodologies, different takes on, getting to their, best sort of performance is, really learning how I can stretch myself and, what I can take from that.
yeah,
And in going to Moscow, I truly developed a huge appreciation for the fact that, Constantine walked so that theater could run, in the 21st century. You learn to appreciate all the history that went into, Russian theater, which is, birthplace of modern theater. I was going to I was seeing 4 different shows a week in Russia.
Jesus.
Yeah, and it
That's a shit ton.
absolutely blew my mind. And that good old student ID got me in a lot of places. And so I developed this huge appreciation for all of that. And of course, half of the reason I went to Russia is because my first 2 years at Wesleyan, I actually really, really fucking hated Chekhov. And
Really?
I didn't get it. But after, being able to do that program and, sort of encounter Chekhov as an author in a way that most people don't have the privilege to do, I gained this brand new perspective on just theater and acting in general. I grew so much as an actor, and I grew so much more as just a person. Really, I know you definitely, when you take yourself out of everything that and are comfortable with, and you put yourself in this entirely new situation with people you've never met before, you learn so much about yourself.
Oh,
And
yeah,
you really get in touch with parts of yourself that you did not know were there. And you just it was one of the biggest learning processes of my life. And it all happened within 90 fucking days.
Oh, fuck. It was only 90 days. Shit.
It was about months. Yeah.
Months. Dude, I think that's really important. Putting yourself in uncomfortable situations teaches you how to get out of it, and teaches you how to make something happen when nothing's there that you don't know. And being uncomfortable is the ways that you have to grow.
I mean, it teaches you how to adapt. It teaches how to find your groove in a situation you've never been in before.
Which is I think if I had to pick the number one thing as an actor, I think being adaptable is, in my eyes, if not one of the top, just being adaptable to any situation, and even in life, being able to adapt to anything and make it work is a skill set that I find very important in theater and in life also. But
absolutely.
I think especially as an actor, I think it's very, very helpful and important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some people are so stuck on certain things and they just don't want to, and they choose not to change or won't go along with it, or it's not what they think in their head, so I'm not going to do it. But it's well, I may not agree or think of this either. This is not how I would do it, but I'll make it work. And if it either works or it doesn't work.
I think actors, especially nowadays, have learned to adapt. Zoom theater has become its own genre at this point.
I haven't seen any Zoom I've seen cabarets being done on Zoom, but I guess I haven't seen a full production. Have you seen a full production being done on Zoom?
A lot of staged readings almost.
Okay. Yeah.
I actually am very fortunate to be a part of a group called the International Shakespeare Players, And about once a week, once every 2 weeks, we do a staged reading of a Shakespeare play. And I've been doing that since like March.
Oh,
And
that's awesome. And yeah, I was gonna bring that up. So yeah, you've been able to constantly been doing Shakespeare, kind of have that performance aspect throughout this whole quarantine stuff.
yeah, it's absolutely been a lifesaver and has like allowed me to sort of keep my chops up
Mm-hmm.
when I can't like go out and do auditions in the way that I'm used to. Plus, as an actor, if you can tackle Shakespeare, you can tackle just about anything, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
And I had not worked with Shakespeare since like my senior year of college. So to be able to like wrestle with the language on, a regular basis and like go through scripts, and like, work on these lines has, absolutely like stepped up my game in.
When was the first time you did a Shakespeare show? When was like your first Shakespeare show you ever did?
It would have been Midsummer's, my freshman year.
That was your first time?
That was my first ever Shakespeare show.
That's actually my first ever one too. It was in high school, Midsummer Night's Dream. And I remember being very afraid because I never really was I didn't play football that year. And I remember the theater teacher was like, Dustin, you need to be doing this show. And he's like, I want you to be in. And I was like, and Shakespeare, like in my head in high school, I'm just like, oh, that guy? Oh, no.
Yeah,
dude, those words are weird. I don't want to say things like that. But I remember he cast me as Demetrius. And I was like, dude, I don't want to do this. I almost quit. And then ended up doing it and did the exact same role in college too that year. We did that show together.
I meant to tell you, the last show I read for was Midsummer, and I played Demetrius.
Dude, Midsummer, though, those lines are the easiest to memorize.
Oh, yeah.
Granted, I've done it twice now, and I was like, the second time I did, I was like, dude, I remember these lines still. I had that fear with it when I first started with the language. I personally feel like I don't overthink it. I think has helped me out a lot with Shakespeare.
Oh, yeah.
Not having that voice. I was always in the Shakespeare show in college. Shakespeare was like the biggest shows I did when I moved to New York City.
Yeah, you had a laundry list of Shakespeare productions you did when you moved here.
Oh, yeah. I did Much Ado About Nothing, and then I did Pericles, which is the weirdest fucking show I've ever fucking read in my life.
Oh, it's an odd one.
Fucking something.
It's an odd one.
It's fucking weird, dude. But yeah, I really, now it's like strength. I would say Shakespeare's like a strength of mine, which is weird to me because I guess I don't consider myself like I would, but I understand it. There's some people that like really get whatever. I still have to do a couple like. I'll do the fucking what's that like No Fear Shakespeare. I like to have little like, oh, that's what it is. Okay, I understand what you're saying, but it's a lot more natural to me now. But what's your favorite Shakespeare show?
Ooh, I love Much Ado About Nothing. That is most
fucking awesome.
That is most certainly my favorite. I like a lot of different ones for different reasons. But that's always stood like head and shoulders. Like if I could do a Shakespeare show right now, that's the one I'd do.
That'd be the one. I would. Mine is probably Merchant.
I love Merchant of Venice.
Love Merchant of Venice. Merchant of Venice is that Shylock character is a role I will probably never ever play, but is like I've wanted. When we did that in college, I remember.
That was the one Shakespeare show in my time at Wesleyan that I did not do.
Oh, really?
Really, but that show stands out as one, like, everything about that show stands out as being one of, like, my top shows I ever got to watch, strictly as an audience member.
Oh, it's so intense. I remember, funny story with that, obviously, we were in tutelage of the dramaturg, Dr. Cudnyard. Shout out to him. You probably don't listen to this podcast, but hey. He
straight up just email this clip of you shouting him out. That's all you.
That's what I'll do. I'll be like, hey.
He'll hook him. He'll like, you know.
Then he'll start. He'll listen to every one of the episodes, and we'll be big time. I remember my senior year, because all the Shakespeare shows I did was I was always playing the love character. And I was sick and tired. I was like, dude, I want to do fucking something different. And it was also when we did In the Heights and shit too. But I remember going into that audition and I wrote down Shylock. And then I said anything but the love character. And then Cunard was very upset with me. Him and Jack were like, Dustin, why? What? I'm like, I'm not trying to be a diva. I'm just saying I need something different. They're like, you're not really a Shylock. I'm like, I don't care. I could be evil. Obviously, my best friend.
I could be douchey, you know?
Yeah. But I remember then, so they were like, all right. So I remember talking to him because they cast me as the really, really old guy that's in one scene.
The Duke, yeah.
The Duke, and I would just sit in the back all fucking, that show's so long. I would just sit in the back doing nothing till my scene.
Yeah, the Duke is like in the ending scene, and that's about it.
In the court scene.
Cunard and Jack are just like, you get what you asked for,
yeah,
bud.
That's what he's like. I remember him going, well, I wanted to cast you as Bassanio, but now you're the Duke. So, and he goes, you said you wanted something different. I'm like, hey, old guy is different. So I'll take it. I'll be the old man.
I very much remember probably my crowning Shakespeare achievement at Wesleyan was playing Baptista, the father, in Taming of the Shrew.
Wait, when we are that class that we did? No. That was after I graduated, right?
That was the year after you had graduated, but like, I remember.
I think I saw that one. I can't remember.
Jack and Dr. Cunard just let me go balls to the walls by just making this guy, by just being old and like doing funny walk and shit. Like, I very much there, like that was very much the point where I had solidified that I had stopped playing these like preteen characters and I had gone on to be the resident geriatric when, like, you know, like just like, all right, there's someone in this script that's over 60 years old. Tell Valaika to grow his beard out.
Hey, that's fucking range, bro.
It's really funny because working with international Shakespeare players, I started out doing a lot of the like villain roles, Edgar, Malvolio, and a few others in there. But then I got transferred to these more love interest roles that are kind of like seedy characters, like Bertram in All's Well That Ends Well, Proteus in Two Gentlemen of Verona, and I kind of made this very seamless transition from playing Shakespeare's villains to playing Shakespeare's fuckboys. So I've never like played the character that you root for, but to a certain degree I love it because I just get to feed off people's hate.
Yeah.
In the show and like, you know, in exchanging lines with them. So it's been very enjoyable. I love playing villains. Like, always.
I never get to play the villain, so, you know, maybe one day. So we're talking about college now. So as everyone knows, I mean, basically everyone that's been on this podcast, well, I only have 3-4 people, but Drew and I went to college together. 2 years younger than me. So yeah, I was a role model. It's whatever, everybody.
No, you joke about that, but in a lot of ways you were. I always respected your drive and your work ethic is the thing.
You know, like, I think actually the best, I'd have good work ethic, but I think actually when I was looking at pictures of us, that Instagram post you posted of us when we had met up, and you go, this dude is the definition of work hard, play hard. That is me to a fucking T. Work my ass off, but I'm fucking going all out and having a good fucking time.
You
no
got
matter what.
I'm just like, you were just like I always had to like prepare myself if I was ever like going out with you or like going to a party you hosted. Like it was like a physical and a psychological process to like prep myself to like have
Always
a night.
just wanted people to have a good fucking time, man.
I always had a great fucking time with you, dude.
Hey, that's fucking, I appreciate that. I do want to say so we've done, I don't know how many shows we've done together, but easy 5. The most memorable moment I've ever had on stage with you is you were a part of my final show that I've ever done at college.
Was that South Pacific?
No. The one act that our good friend Stacy directed. Do you remember that?
Oh God, keep going. I think I know this
So
moment.
I can't remember the name of the play, but I do remember that. What was it called?
It was called Happy Sauce.
Oh my God, yes, Happy Sauce. Now, I had a connection with this because Winston, or I think my friend Winston and I and Scott did a scene with that our like sophomore year. But Stacy, to her credit, decided to wait till her senior year and the very last moment to direct because she didn't want to direct at all. And for our acting program, we all had to direct.
Off to the last minute.
Yeah, the definition. So I was in my senior run. I did In the Heights. I did South Pacific. I've never been in a musical my entirety in college other than lifting that plant up and down when I was a fucking junior. But, and then I had just finished Trojan Women. So that was like going to be my last main stage. And then Stacy she goes, will you do a one act with me? And I go, Stacy, I'm a senior. I have no desire to be in a one act. I don't want to memorize these lines.
Yeah.
But she basically begged me to do it. And I go, fucking fine. But I go, look at me. I'm improvising like a motherfucker. And she goes, I don't give a shit. I go, okay. But then I remember I was like, who are you casting, whatever. And then she said you. And I'm like, all right, that'll be fun. But I remember I don't remember what the lines were, but I just remember there was this one part in that show where you said something and the character is supposed to say a line. I would look at you and try to say the most fucked up thing I could think of in my head. And just every time I would just say that to try to make you laugh. Like, I think one of them was somewhere along the lines of like, that statement you just said made my balls go inside my throat and come back out of my ass. Or just dumb shit. And I was like, that.
Yeah,
Stacy
I
did.
kept it together until.
Yeah, I just kept trying that shit. I remember Jack yelled at or pulled me aside. He's like, you are lucky you're a senior. I would have never cast you again. I go, yep, I know. But peace. But I just remember that. And that was my fondest memory of you on stage, was just fucking around and not taking anything serious and just trying to make you.
But you would. I
laugh.
wish you would do your classic.
This
thing.
I still do that. I still do that.
You do like you did your classic like little hand move,
Oh.
and there was some point where like thank God I was like turned upstage and I make eye contact with you and you knew I had fucking broke. So like we're just looking each other in the eyes, trying to keep our shit together. Oh my God.
Yeah, the definition of unfucking professionalism, but hey. It was a good time.
I completely forgot about that.
I remember that very fondly because it was one of the only cool things. I just remember, like, well, if I'm going out, this is how I want to go out. This is how I want to be remembered.
Blaze of glory.
Yep. Oh, I just remember just listening to the crowd laugh because it's like clear that it wasn't written, that it was just me saying shit.
They're getting some Dustin Sutliff original material.
Yeah, exactly. Our theater parties, way better than any frat party I ever went to in college.
Oh, so many people from outside the theater department
tried to weasel their way into it.
To those parties.
Yeah, we were wild. Here's another debate you can help me settle for my dipshit friends that listen to this. So my senior year, do you remember what my place was called?
Panda Pit.
The Panda Pit, right? How many people did we get into that townhouse on those parties?
Oh, geez. We had that thing wall to wall with fucking people. Like,
Easily, we have had 50 people in that
30,
fucking... Over 30 for sure. My friends listening to this, Jake, Winston, Adam, and Scott, fuck yourselves. Because these guys lived above me in this townhouse. Now, the townhouses in college for everybody were basically like big apartments. 4-bedroom thing, 4-bedroom setup. You obviously were not allowed to have a party there. The Bear Pit was a big thing, and you experienced the Bear Pit as well. Was like the theater house and college where we would go to, whatever. My senior year, it was still a thing, but it wasn't as much of a thing. It kind of wasn't, and there wasn't really a big theater, like there weren't parties for the theater people to go to. So then I remember when I moved into that townhouse, I go, all right, here's what's up. I want this to be the theater place. And I would we would come up with the fucking names, but these fuckers were trying to tell me that we never had fucking more than 30 people in there. Yeah, we fucking did. We literally packed that townhouse, and I remember I would go around and watch for PAs, the people that were patrol, to make sure nothing bullshit was going on.
Like every 25, 30 minutes, tell them shut the fuck up.
Yep.
And everyone having to keep very quiet while someone snuck out and literally scouted the halls.
Yep. I would be outside watching, drunk as shit, but I remember I'd always have someone on the inside. Nadia, actually, shout out to Nadia. Nadia, not Nadia. Nadia. I fucking whatever. Nadia. 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 Jesus Christ. This bourbon's getting to me. Sorry, Nadia, if you listen to this. I didn't mean that. I have another friend named Nadia, and I got confused. But she would always be on the inside, like my little mole in the inside or whatever, and I would text her, be like, tell everyone to shut the fuck up. They're about to walk by the apartment now.
Yeah.
I want to shut up, turn the lights off. So, we would have fucking, over 30 to 50 people in this fucking townhouse.
Right.
Everyone would just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I would wait for them to leave, and I go, all right, we're good. And I remember I would go around to the townhouse, and I would talk to every person. I go, hey, you're invited. Please don't say shit. If it's too loud or bothering you, here's my number. And I would always, bribe them with shit. I fucking took care of that goddamn place. Do you remember the one that got busted?
Dude, do I remember the one that got busted? That's man, that's one of my favorite anecdotes from sophomore year.
Dude, it's fucking.
I was freaking out when the PA came in. I walk into somebody's bedroom and I'm trying to find a place to hide, right? And suddenly I realize there's 2 people under the bed. I can't get under the bed. They're like, go find your own fucking spot. And I'm standing, I think it might have been your room, actually.
Dude, there were literally 10 people hiding in my room when that PA came in.
I'm standing in the middle of the room, and I look at the closet, and I'm like, there. I open the door. There's 6 people already in there. And we all just kind of look at each other like these deer in headlights. And the next thing, and a split second later, there is just a dozen hands reaching out to grab me and pull me into the closet.
And it's also here's the thing, I do not promote underage drinking, but we've all fucking done it. Dude, I remember I never got in trouble for that. I tried to take as much blame. I remember I did say this on Chase's podcast, Chase episode, but Alex Wolf, again, he literally, we had to pour all the liquor out in front of the PA.
I remember.
And we're pouring it out, and I'm standing with Alex Wolf, and Alex Wolf just starts chugging the liquor before he pours it out. He's like, well, what the fuck are they going to do? So we're taking pulls of liquor back and forth while we're dumping everything out. But I remember Miles, so many people got in trouble for that. But it's also Miles and Maggie's fault because they didn't do it was my last party my senior year. So I was not on duty. They were like, no, take this one off because I constantly the only reason those things work is because I was literally looking out all the time for.
You had your process down.
Yeah, I had my whole process down. But they didn't fucking do that because they're idiots. But yeah, I remember. But I I felt so bad for the people that got in trouble. But they just never took my ID down, and never heard anything from it. Never got in trouble. I was like,
Jeez.
fuck, you know. And that's the luck of Dustin. Sometimes I get pretty fucking lucky with shit like that.
I'll never forget, like, I think my favorite show I've ever done with you was actually South Pacific.
Dude, that show is, I thought I would hate that show, and that's probably one of my favorite shows ever, man.
It was great. I very much like remember that's when you and I really kind of like solidified our friendship.
Yeah.
And
it was such a broy, the way that the Greg, who's on Broadway for doing that show.
Oh yeah.
He kind of made it just the sailors, this broy connection, I think, and it really kind of connected a lot of people that even with being a senior, I felt really close to a lot of those younger people on that show.
I'll never forget the time when like somebody asked, like, wait, so we're like on a beach, so would like a couple of us have like, you know, go out here shirtless? And they were like, and like Greg or Alan were like, yeah. Not only a split second later, I turn around, Joe Hansen has like ripped off his shirt. I'm just like, but okay, that was fast.
I'm actually recording with Joe next week. But
tell him hi for me.
I will. That's funny.
Joe is easily one of my favorite human beings ever. We actually,
he's amazing.
We actually about a year ago peer pressured each other into getting tickets to a metal concert, and we ended up, we bought them 6 months in advance, and we went and we just had this great freaking time. That boy goes hard at his shows.
Fucking headbanging like no other.
Oh God, like he's like using my shoulders to like propel himself up in the crowd as like they're jumping up and down. Like, man, New York is an amazing place to live for live music.
Oh, it is. I have not been to too many concerts. Are you a big live music concert fan? Have you been to like a lot in your lifetime anyway?
I had a bunch of tickets reserved before COVID that all got canceled. Like,
oh God.
I've seen 21 Pilots at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, that's awesome. 21 Pilots is incredible.
Oh, their live show is insane. Their live show is spectacular. The band I saw with Joe is a Swedish metal band called Sabatone, and all of their songs are about like historic wars. So they're just riotous good time. Back in November, I saw Slayer. That was. Are
these metal bands, Drew?
Yeah, I listen to a lot of metal.
I'm not a big metal fan, so I don't know as many.
Yeah, metal is. I like quite a few different music genres. Metal's up there. Mm-hmm. If I have an absolute favorite musical genre, it has to be jazz.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
I did not know that.
Yeah, jazz is...
You're a jazz guy.
Yes, sir. Jazz is a very special brand of music for me.
Why is that?
Say what?
Why is that? Like, why is it special for you?
So, jazz actually came out of this very interesting fact in the warehouse of we liked to listen to music while we worked. But, you know, we're like talking about like work shit and like yelling for supplies and like handling things on the fly. So the last thing that you really need in that situation is like another voice to fight over on a stereo. So whenever someone kind of like passed me, you know, the reins of like the wireless speaker that we used, I'm just like, let's just listen to something upbeat and good. And I ended up, you know, discovering a lot of really incredible jazz music. And New York, of all places, is the best place to get into jazz music because of the incredible history there is of musicians that have come and gone out of jazz clubs and just the jazz scene in general on the East Coast. Mm-hmm. But jazz for me is this really really rich music because it at the time it was revolutionary. A lot like, so fun fact, bourbon is the only original American spirit that there is.
Wait, no
And
shit?
absolutely. Bourbon is the only original liquor to ever come from America.
What the fuck? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
What?
And a lot like bourbon, jazz is the only original music genre that America has ever really created. At the time, like, you know,
We didn't create country music? Is that what you're telling me?
it's the only original. Every country has its own sort of like country music, though. Its own sort of like folk and stuff.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. I got you.
But I get what you're going through. But for me, jazz is like this very interesting genre because of how revolutionary it was at the time. You know, we think of it as being this very like old stuffy thing, but in a lot of ways, back in, you know, the 50s, this was like, you know, unheard of music that was like, you know, equated with being a drug addict, you know, criminal to an extent. And, you know, when you can look at a lot of different kinds of music and sort of track it in this like linear fashion. But with jazz, you can only do that to an extent. Like, you have very early stages of it with Louis Armstrong. You know, Louis Armstrong then goes into Duke Ellington. Duke Ellington big band happens. You get guys like Dizzy Gillespie and Charlie Parker, who are taking everything in these like double time 16th note riffs and doing these traditional chord changes in non-traditional ways. And then through these bands, this is where things get very interesting, is you get guys like Miles Davis, John Coltrane, Charles Mingus, Thelonious Monk, you know, all of the sidemen that worked along them. You get piano masters like Bud Powell, McCoy Tyner. You get
know so much.
Incredible trumpet players like Lee Morgan. You know, Paul Chambers, I think, was a sideman and like probably half the jazz to come out of that decade. And then, you know, you get into the 60s and you get guys who do the freeform movement like Ornette Coleman. And then you get into the, you know, 70s, which you get jazz fusion happening with a lot of Latin American music and bossa nova. You get bands like Weather Report and Jaco Pastorius, who was the greatest bass player to walk the earth. And it's just, it becomes this really interesting web of different musicians working together and learning off each other, and each one sort of like rubbing elbows and like, you know, trading these schools of thought and the way that they're approaching these songs and this music.
I've never heard somebody positively push for jazz like that. That's fucking awesome. You're like a sponsorman for jazz music. I didn't know anything like that at all. I didn't know anything about that.
I love jazz. For me, jazz is so interesting because it's something that can be interpreted by the individual, especially if it's, you know, there are some great jazz vocalists out there. I mean, Nina Simone, Billie Holiday, Chet Baker has a voice like silk. And then you've got contemporary guys like Gregory Porter, who is, you know, incredibly powerful voice. So you've got great singers, but for me, I love strictly instrumental jazz because for me, that is, you are listening to a human being talk to you through an instrument, and you listen to how much of their own heart and soul that they put into it. You know, during quarantine, I've gone on a lot of sort of like, I put on my face mask, you know, I put on a hat, I put on my headphones, and I put on one of my favorite musicians of all time, John Coltrane. And the way Coltrane plays is this very nostalgic without being sentimental. And it's a brand of music that, if you let it, will touch you in very interesting ways, in a way that no other form of music has for me. And
Dude,
a lot
I
of
never wanted to listen to jazz music more in my life. Shit.
Man, I have albums on albums for you.
Dude,
and, you know,
send them my way. I need some new shit in my life anyway, so start listening to jazz.
But yeah, I mean, as I've dug, you know, I've been, like I said, I've been playing bass for about 2 years now. And as I've sort of dug in deeper to playing bass, it's, jazz has definitely inspired me to really push and stretch the limits of what I can do musically through listening to this incredible music.
Wow. So that's what you like on your New York walks or on your way to the subway train, you just usually have jazz in your headphones?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. That's fucking awesome. I really like when people love a genre of music so much and they can really explain why they love it. Because then you can't judge it and you can't say, oh, that music, like if I didn't care for jazz, didn't really know anything about it, but like when you hear someone that you're close to that's like this is why I love this music, I'm like, I want to listen to it then. I want to see what a
lot of people think of it as this very sort of like, a lot of people say, oh, you like jazz, you're a pretentious.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, no, fuck you. Because, a lot of people will just try to like, break it down and analyze it. A lot of people think it's just this thing you study in school, but, I have this philosophy about all art is that, you can't just analyze it to the point of like you break it down to like the individual pieces because then you miss the bigger picture. Analysis for the sake of analysis is just being pretentious.
Yeah.
Jazz, like any other art form, is something that is meant to have an emotional effect on you.
Mm-hmm.
Like this morning as I was kind of waking up, I threw on Jaco Pastorius's big band album that he did with his group called Word of Mouth. And his song 3 Views of a Secret is just like the perfect like wake up to kind of song as I just like make my morning coffee.
Hey, that's everything. That's just what country music is to me. That's freaking powerful, man. I like the old jazz so much.
Very into country music in the last year.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I listened to I actually had tickets to go see Tyler Childers and Sturgill Simpson.
Oh, Tyler Childers? I fucking love that guy.
He's one, like, I can listen to him like every fucking day.
He's fucking phenomenal.
Sturgill Simpson's like newest album, Sound and Fury, has been like the album that has like got me through quarantine.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's
and then
great too.
Coulter Wall is another one that I'm a huge fan of. His album, he just released a new album today, actually. So.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I need to go like give that a listen to. I like the like very old school sounding country. You gave this great rant about.
I literally have that written down on my phone to bring that up. It was on my Dusty's Drunken Thoughts segment part, but I'll talk about it now. Did you watch that rant?
I did, and I agree with that rant because that's the country I fucking despise. I'll just say it. I hate that like brand of like pop rock country because it's like, this is not country.
So for people that don't know and don't follow me on Instagram, I've gotten into this quarantine. I have decided to just go on rants about things if I fucking think I get bored. And my Instagram is to make me laugh. And I really don't care if people hate it. Like, I'm like, don't follow me then. I don't care. It makes me laugh or I'm going to post it. I'm not trying to get more. I don't care. But so I love all country. There is the new popper country. There's stuff that I like. I like it a lot. I like country music mostly because I think it tells a story more as much as every song does to me. I understand it. It's talking about things I understand or like whatever. Now, my rant was about Luke Bryan and Florida Georgia Line. And I used to be the biggest Luke Bryan fan. And I think some of his older stuff is still good. There's obviously there's songs about anybody, no matter what the genre is, I'll like who it is. I don't like to just label, I hate this genre, I've never listened to them. But I'll listen, anyone has good songs if you're fucking getting paid this much money to do, like you'll find it. But the fucking rant, for those who don't know, was his music video called Huntin' Fishin' or whatever it was. It was that one, and then there was also one he was doing with fucking Florida Georgia Line. And again, their songs of Florida Georgia Line, I'm like, okay. But for some reason, lately, I'm like, fuck off. I was very upset because this Luke Bryan fucking music video is he's talking about fishing and shit. He's literally in the middle of the fucking ocean catching marlin or some shit. Hey, guess what? That's not what fucking country people do. They go on their fucking boats, their smaller boats, and catch bass and walleye all fucking day long. And I'm like, fuck you. And like, I don't know anything about Luke Bryan, whatever, but I feel like he's just portraying it. I don't see that it's natural to me. It seems fake to me. And then fucking Florida Georgia Line, God, like what wear whatever you want, but they're like the same way. The song they were doing with Luke Bryan, I was like, what are you fucking talking about? Like, you're turning this into some hip hop music video, and I'm like, shut the fuck up.
That's not country.
No, and I've defended it a lot because I have defended a lot of the pop shit, and like I said, Luke Combs is my favorite country artist ever.
Right.
I think you can mix the popish sound with the regular country sound, and it still be great and easier to listen to. Morgan Wallen, again, I've said him. Carrie Underwood, I know is poppy, but like I fucking love Carrie Underwood, but it seems more. There's just certain parts of it I think go way too much. I'll probably still be a fan of certain pop country things, but there's certain artists that go way too far, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're even doing right now. And that shit made me lose my fucking mind. I was so mad about it. So fuck you, Luke Bryan.
I think there's a lot of like, I'll put this in quotes, country artists who focus on this like idealized version of, being country. But then you have what I think are the far superior artists like Tyler Childers, who can like talk about sort of the darker side of life too. Yeah. Living in a Kentucky coal mining town that is like rife with, cocaine and prescription pill addiction.
Yeah. There's different parts of it. Again, I'm not saying all the pop country shit is bad, and I do like a lot of it because that's my music. I like that music. But I do think certain people, I'm like, okay, you're done. Fuck you. I think it's gotten too far with a lot of them.
It's like you've lost your country card. Turn in your Spurs at the door.
I'm like, get the fuck out of here. There's no Reba McEntires really anymore. But there's some really like it's just. But also there's some really older country that I don't get into. That I'm like, okay, I'm not that doesn't do it for me. But Luke Combs is just the perfect example I can ever say is that I think is the best mix of both worlds, and he's just a phenomenal singer and shit. But I love that you brought that up because I was gonna bring that up later. But I'm gonna have to give I'll take it on good word that Luke Combs is good. I'll have to like give him a listen, but I've always known that you've been since the day I've met you, I've known you've been a huge country music fan. So I wanted to like get your hot takes on the genre as it stands today. Well, I think that there's some obviously good shit because I have Luke Bryan's like there's a song called "Drunk on You." I think is a really good song. I remember I actually showed it to Joan and I made her a CD from it or whatever. She always thinks of me when she hears that song. But it's just now it seems like certain people like you're totally right on the idealism of there is an idealism of like we only talk about fishing, trucks, beer, and whatever. But also all modern day music talks about the same shit. It's about heartbreak, love, having sex, my hoes and bitches. Like every genre has their thing that they talk about nonstop. In my opinion.
And that is why I like jazz.
That's why you like jazz. And I like country music because a lot of that shit is what I get into. Again, there's just certain things I'm whatever about. But Luke Combs is, like, he literally sings a song called Beer Never Broke My Heart, and I think it's fucking awesome song ever. But it's just funny to me.
Brewers, like, put that on a plaque somewhere, you know? My roommate actually saw a quote somewhere the other day that like your best beer is your next beer and your next beer is your best beer, and I'm like get that on like a wood plaque and then like hang that up, because that's like live, laugh, love for frat boys right there.
Yeah, if I ever see that, I'll buy that shit immediately and put that on I'll get that tattooed on my fucking arm, dude. I fucking love that. I fucking love that so much. So you have a twin sister, my man.
Yes, I do. I have a twin sister who...
you made it a point to tell me that you are 2 minutes older than her.
Yes, I get to hang that over her head for all of eternity. But my twin sister is actually one of the smartest and most hardworking people I know. About 2 weeks ago, she passed her boards exam and is now officially Dr. Paige Valaika of physical therapy.
Let's go, Dr. Paige Valaika. Shout out to her.
7 years in the making, that shit right there, you know?
That's fucking impressive. Mind reading shit real the twins have? Telepathy or whatever?
Dude, like, it is very rare if we are, like, on the same page on stuff, if even, like, reading out of the same fucking book. But, like, like, we just have very different ways in which we go about things, but we recognize that, like, we both have our strengths and weaknesses, and we can appreciate our differences, you know? Yeah. Obviously, when we were children, we fought like cats and dogs. Yeah. But there was definitely something about, like, when we both went our separate ways for college that actually kind of strengthened our relationship, I feel. Mm-hmm. My sister's a tough, badass chick. I never have to worry about, like, anyone messing with her, because she will simply eat them alive. She's just that type of, like, she's a very strong woman, and, like, I pity anybody who would try to fuck around and, you know, try to screw with her. But, you know, I will always, like, think of my sister and what's best for her, and hope she's doing okay, and be 10 toes down if she ever needed me. Like, there are very few people that I would, like, drive out and, like, hop on a plane to LaGuardia for at the drop of a hat. Yeah. You know?
That's a special... Also think, well, I have an older sister. Do you feel like there's no one you love as much, love more, but can also get in heated arguments at a drop of a hat with?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I think it's crazy how...
Nobody gets under my skin like my
No,
absolutely nobody. Because here's the thing. When you live with them and you grow up with them, they know all your fucking buttons.
Every one of them.
They know everything that will set you off.
Oh, it's insane. My sister and I can be totally fine 1 minute, and then the next minute I'm yelling at her. Like, yes. Yelling. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, woman?
We have had, like, World War III, Paige and I, on so many occasions.
Fucking crazy.
You know? God, family, what a weird fucking thing, you know?
Yeah, honey. How are you feeling about the state of the world right now, brother? How do you feel?
What a fucking fucking year. Like, you know, we were talking a lot about, like, what it meant to, you know, come back to New York and start over and stuff. And in a big way, I'm like, you know, this is the year that's going to make or break this whole acting thing for me.
Yeah, I think that's, I feel like a lot of people feel that way. I think it might for me, who knows? But I've also learned other things are a little bit more important to me right now. I've kind of thought about what I want in life as a fucking almost 30-year-old man at some point. Jesus! Yeah. But yeah, dude, it's crazy, but I'm
turning 26 in October. I'm not excited. I'm officially in my late 20s. Fuck.
Yeah, dude. It's fucking crazy, man.
I had an existential crisis on my 23rd birthday when I first got out here. I don't even want to know where my head is going to be at come October. Like,
it's crazy, but it's also the realization of, like, I need to do the things I care about, and you know,
Exactly.
only live one time, and no, I don't care how rich or whatever I am, but I'm gonna have a good time no matter what I'm fucking doing. So,
precisely. I've ended up getting to double down on a lot of activities that I would not have if I was still on like a 9 to 5 grind in front of a laptop every day. But it's been a hell of a fucking year. There's a hell of a lot of change going on, and it's always wild to think you're living through the next generation's history textbook.
Yep, it's fucking crazy to think of shit that way. It feels weird kind of promoting and doing stuff like this during these times where it seems like every morning something other horrible thing has happened. But I also know that like I have to keep my head as positive as I can to get through it, and
exactly
try to make someone fucking laugh, or one person that, like, when you texted me about the one episode and you're like, Dustin, that shit was it was like one person fucking listened to it and it made their day. Fucking, that's all I care about, and that's fucking all I'm trying to do. But obviously want the world to fucking change and be better, and people not to be fucking idiots.
I mean, as much as we want to like keep our like finger on the pulse and be on top of everything that's going on, we also kind of just have to take care of our own mental sanity to a degree. Mm-hmm. And we all find catharsis in our own individual and unique ways. Yeah. You know, and I think it's important that there are people out there who still want to make people laugh, because I'm sure there's a lot of people who used to do that before quarantine who are just like, fuck it, it's not worth it anymore. Yeah. And I think it's important to have stuff like this that we can go and watch and step away from for a while and just watch two old buddies drink bourbon and talk about their wild school days and and acting. So
it's nice to just reminisce with people that I haven't got, like, just to sit for a couple hours and just sit, drink, talk. Mostly because you don't get to see it. I haven't been able to really see too many people during all this stuff.
One of my favorite aspects of our friendship is that we don't see each other on a regular basis, but we check in very regularly with one another. And like, we make sure that each other are like doing okay. Yeah. And when we do see each other, it's always like picking up where the last conversation ended off almost. I think that's the sign, and that's the sign of a really valuable friendship, when you don't have to be on top of each other 24/7 and can still maintain a, level of closeness and, intimacy with one another, even after like not talking for like a month or two.
Yeah, it's, I think that's one of the things that this quarantine has kind of taught me, is the people that you care about. Like, those are the people I've reached out to and talked to, and like, hey, I just make sure you're okay, and just kind of reevaluate the way I think. Because and I've always been really bad at, like, I don't reach out to certain people in general. I literally work, audition, what I have to try to do, and then I either go to my regular bar and drink whatever, or I go home and sleep. Like, I was always bad about that the last couple of years. But yeah, dude, you're right. And care about our friendship a lot. Look, hey, you think Drinks on Dusty doesn't get sentimental? You're fucking wrong. You're wrong.
I told you I was going to come on here and we were going to explore the mysteries of the universe. Now look at us.
It's time for Rapid Shots.
Drew, are you ready for your Rapid Shots questions, brother?
Yes, sir.
So, for anyone who doesn't know, Rapid Shots, I got 10 questions from my boy Drew here. And every week, personalize them for my guest. And I'm just going to answer. Drew, answer as fast as you can or whatever. When I did it with Chase last time, he kind of just kept talking about his answers, which is totally fine too. Because guess what? Don't care. All right, Drew. Question 1. If you could go back and meet any historical figure, who would it be?
I would be doing... Oh, fuck. Chekhov. Anton Chekhov.
Okay. That's interesting. All right. You can have only one beer on an island that you're stranded on. What is it?
Shiner Bock.
Shiner Bock? That's the one?
Shiner Bock.
I mean, that's interesting. All right. Name 3 of your favorite actors.
Jake Gyllenhaal, Ian McKellen, and trying to think. Viola Davis does great work.
Ooh, dude, how to get away from...
I always enjoy seeing her in something. I always know I'm in for a ride.
Oh, dude, have you seen Fences? Her in Fences?
I've seen a few clips of her and Denzel. Is just electric.
Fences is my favorite play of all time. And
it's a great, yeah.
So fucking good. Question number 4. DC or Marvel?
Marvel.
Marvel? Okay. Do you have a favorite superhero?
I almost want to say DC strictly for Batman.
Did you see that new Batman trailer?
Bro, it looks
Doesn't it look good? God. It's the one thing DC knows what the fuck to do. When they make Batman dark, they fucking know what they're doing. All right. Favorite holiday?
Ooh, Christmas, because that is the one time of the year that I go back to Nebraska and my entire family is together.
Same. Favorite thing about growing up in Nebraska?
Being from fucking Nebraska. I don't think I really appreciated what it meant to be from the Midwest until I moved out here. But
I think that's some very fair point.
I just remember, like, I came out here and people are like, where are you from? And like some synapse fired in my brain that was just like, I am from Lincoln, Nebraska, the good life, the great state in all of America.
Yeah, dude. I think living in the bigger cities, Chicago and New York, made me like, because it's also helped, but the appreciation of that life has definitely grown more since I've not been living there. And I'm like, wow, this is
like just a very deep appreciation for the mentality and sensibility.
Yeah. Who's your favorite? This is mostly because I started watching the show Episodes. Who's your favorite out of the Friends cast?
I don't watch Friends.
What?
I've never watched Friends.
You've never, Drew? Oh my fucking God, I hate you right now. You've never watched it?
I've never watched Friends.
Why? How? You stupid.
Because I've never put Friends on my TV and watched it. That's how I've never watched Friends. If I had to pick based off of like parts I've seen of Friends,
okay, like
I've seen bits and pieces. I've never sat down and watched a full episode. But if I had to pick one character from Friends, Chandler.
Chandler, yeah, I would say that you're definitely a Chandler. I am 100% a Joey for sure. That's so funny. I wrote that down. You've never seen it. That's hilarious. What would you rather fight, an alligator or a shark?
Shark.
Shark. Why?
Because alligators are actually very strong and but like a shark is like you punch that fucker in the nose and he goes running.
I would never try it.
So like I know my strategy with a shark. Alligator, you can't even outrun because those things will fucking get you, and it'll put you in its jaws that can like crush metal and
death roll the fuck out of you too.
just fucking corkscrew you until you're like limp.
Fuck, that'd be a horrible way to go, bro. All right, what's one word to describe the first time meeting me?
I would say fun. I forget what was our first encounter ever.
Oh, fuck, dude, I don't even think I know.
I worked in the shop freshman year, but we met before that. I think you were building the set for Spam a lot at the time.
I think maybe, yeah, because I remember I think it was funny because that class of y'all's, because I didn't do the summer musical or anything, and that was my last time I went back to Nebraska. But I remember always feeling weird. I ended up dating literally half of that class and then becoming.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. I'm just like, I'd wake up in the morning. I was like, all right, which of you is he seeing today?
I'm so keeping this in.
Oh my God, you better.
Yeah, that's so fucking funny because it's so fucking true. It's ridiculous. But I remember I always felt I had this weird feeling. I was like, because everyone just thought I was the carpentry dude.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't in any show, and I think the show I was in that year was I don't even fucking remember, but it was like a while, and I was so mad because I felt like everyone thought I couldn't act, and I was just the set dude.
People just thought you were just like this, like, meathead who just hauled around more.
Basically.
And I'll say this. When I first met you, when I got to know you, I definitely felt like I found a very kindred spirit in, taking the acting world seriously and wanting to put forth good and quality work.
You caught me on the right time because I almost got kicked out of that department.
No, you didn't.
Freshman year, yeah, Jay almost kicked me out. So I was cast in Enron, and so when I first went to Wesleyan, I'm not going to get into the story on why I decided to go there, but I'm there, and my sister was an older senior at the time at Wesleyan, and I knew this girl, the girl on the dance team, Shelby, and they had a dance house that I would frequent, and I felt really cool. But so I started making friends with that group when I first got there. I didn't know anybody from when I went to the first time I went to that that first annual theater company meeting. I went there, dude. I sat in the auditorium, right? I sat the first row, 5 seats away from everybody else, and I didn't I felt really weird, and I didn't even really stay for the after to talk. I literally just left. And I just was like, these don't feel like my kind of people, and no. I just felt really weird, and I remember I did the initial auditions, and no one really knew who I was because it was when Joan was kind of going through her sick stuff, and Jack and Joan didn't know who I was. Jay was the only one at my audition, and he cast me in Enron. I did not look at the schedule really at all. I missed the first 3 rehearsals. I just didn't go. And then there was one of the rehearsals I was supposed to go to, and I literally wanted to go to the fraternity shit instead. Right. And I just fuck this. I'll go to the fraternity shit. And Jay sent me a fucking email, and I've never seen Jay mad, and luckily this is just through an email, but this is the only time Jay's ever yelled at me. He's like, you have missed this many rehearsals. Normally you would be kicked out of the program right now. We are giving you one last shot. If you're not at rehearsal tomorrow, you're kicked out of the theater program. And then I was like, oh shit, I need to actually take this serious. This is what I'm here for. I can't. And I, just started going, and took me a year to, become a hardworking person that you're talking about, but I got there at some point. All right, next segment. And you actually so I have 4 of these today, is Dusty's Drunken Thoughts.
Dusty's Drunken Thoughts, y'all. Here we go. Drunk ass. God damn it.
And these thoughts that I've come up with while I've been drinking, and I wrote them down. So feel free. I'm just going to spit the topic. We'll talk about the topic as long as we need to or whatever. Drunken Thought 1. The soundtrack to Lion King 2 is way better than Lion King.
Whoa, that's...
The not the movie, but the soundtrack for Lion King 2 is better than the soundtrack for Lion King, the original one. Have you ever listened to the full soundtrack of Lion King 2?
Like the animated film.
Yeah, the animated film. You've never listened to that soundtrack?
Yeah, I have listened to that soundtrack.
Deception! Fucking zebra. The fucking zebra spider, bro. There's a song in there called He Lives in You.
Yes, that's a great number.
That is the last song I listened to before I ever go on stage. And it was what I listened to before I ever played a single football game.
When somebody pointed out that the 2 younger lions in that the next generation lions, when someone pointed out that those 2 are actually cousins, I was I'm just all right, I can't watch this movie ever again. Wow.
I ain't talking about the fucking movie. I still think the movie's good, but that fucking soundtrack is fucking fire.
I think there'd be a lot of people, not me, but I think there'd be a lot of other people who would hotly debate you on that topic, but I can completely see your train of thought.
Hey, if you fucking think it's wrong, fucking message me. We'll talk about it. Drunken thought number 2. Well, we kind of talked about, I won't get back into the Luke Bryan country music. I legit hate all the new hip hop rap music.
I'm not on it. Yeah.
It's not. So Eminem is like my favorite artist ever. And good rap to me is lyrically good rap, meaning the lyrics are very good. I cannot handle this mumble rap bullshit. Yeah. I don't think it's good. I literally looked up what started this gripe was I was like working out and I looked up on Spotify like workout playlists. And of course, all of it was just this hip hop rap shit. And I was listening to it. I'm like, this shit sucks. And I fucking hate all of it. It's not good to me at all.
No, yeah. I am such a sucker for smart lyricism. My favorite rap album to this day is Childish Gambino, Because the Internet.
Oh, he's fucking phenomenal.
It's absolutely like that album. I still listen to that whole album to this day, and I hear these little quips he puts in there that I have not caught before, and I'm like, that's fucking brilliant.
That's what's fucking beautiful about it.
He's just such a smart lyricist, and he creates such clever and intelligent rhymes that like he's absolutely one of my top favorite hip hop artists ever.
He's fucking phenomenal. All right, drunken thought number 3. Lord of the Rings is the best trilogy and movie continuation ever. I'm not going to consider the Marvel Cinematic Universe in this because they're like, it's so many movies, and I think it's not like it's how do I explain this? But like, that's fucking crazy how they've connected all that. But like, just the straight trilogy and probably 4 to 5 movies, I would say. And I'm saying it's better than the Harry Potter ones, fucking Pirates of the Caribbean, Die Hards, Terminator, all that shit. I just finished watching the 3rd one today. It still holds up. It's fucking amazing.
Absolutely.
But fuck Frodo. Fuck Frodo.
Movie Frodo and book Frodo are 2 very different Frodos.
Okay, well, I've never read the books because I'm not a big reader. But literally...
The fucking books.
Okay, maybe I will. Probably won't, though, to be honest with you. But same way I've never read the Harry Potter books, but I've watched all those movies.
No. It's book Frodo and movie Frodo are very different. Fuck movie Frodo.
He literally... Okay, let's... Yeah. All right, I understand that the ring has power and that at one point... But hey, guess what? Number 1, Sam doesn't get enough fucking credit. He literally, at one point, is the only reason Frodo gets to the fucking Mount Doom. Is the only reason he gets there. He carries him at one point, and then when Frodo comes up to what all he has to do is drop the fucking ring into the goddamn lava shit, he doesn't do it. He chooses not to do it.
Sam is the definition of a ride or die. But here's the thing. Movie Frodo is very sympathetic to Gollum. Book Frodo, and I don't feel bad spoiling this at all. These books are 50 years old? I've had plenty of fucking time to read them. Book Frodo is a lot more in line with Sam. Like, there never comes a point, there's a point in the movie where he's like, Sam, you need to just, literally turn your ass around and go back to the Shire. That doesn't happen in the books.
That's interesting.
Frodo in the books is always sketchy of Gollum.
As you should be. I don't know how you're not sketchy of the fuck.
He is sympathetic to a degree, but not to the level as portrayed in the movies. And the movies definitely play it up to there's the breaking of the friendship, there's the epic reuniting of the friendship type thing between Sam and Frodo. But in the books, I think that the books do a much better job of grounding Frodo as a character.
Oh, that's more intelligent.
I'm definitely I'm one of those people that's definitely a book over movie kind of guy, and that goes everything. But like, yeah, no, Lord of the Rings is the best trilogy, book or movie form that ever has been.
Like I was trying to think of anything that would rival it. I think it also is just the continuation of each movie is really good and it builds to the final one.
Oh yeah.
I think Harry Potter is good. I love the last two movies, but I think that I don't think it compares to Lord of the Rings. Pirates of the Caribbean paid too many and literally sucked after the second one.
Oh yeah. That franchise was dead in the water after movie 4.
Oh God, yeah. I don't think I've seen past 3, but I can't even think of another one that would be like, to me, it still holds up. I also love like the makeup of the orcs and the non-CGI-ness of it.
Oh my God,
so fucking good.
That won like Oscars, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, it definitely did. It won like all the awards.
It was some of the biggest like battle scenes and had like the most extras on record in that like time.
Yeah, and I mean, still, it was the only thing that beat that Twin Towers battle scene is the Game of Thrones final.
Yeah,
how long it was. But still, it's just so good. Fucking Viggo Mortensen is fucking phenomenal. Orlando Bloom's good. Fucking Gimli. They're all. It's just a collection of incredible actors.
That movie is what introduced me to Ian McKellen, and he will always be Gandalf to me.
Yeah,
and
he is.
Like look at Ian McKellen as an actor and realize he has these like decades of like Shakespearean work under his belt, and to realize that you have this like very true thespian playing this wizard just like feels so right.
Yeah, he's so fucking good at it. But yeah, that's I'm glad we agree on that. But my final drunken thought, and I'll preface this by this may make me seem like a bitch and that I'm not cool or fun or anything. If you go swim in the ocean, if you put yourself in a shark cage, if you jump in the middle of the fucking ocean and surf and do that shit, you're asking to be eaten by a shark, and I think you're stupid, and I don't think you're brave, and I don't think you're cool. I think you're dumb. I think that you're asking for a shark to eat you. And the argument stating that you're more likely to be struck by lightning than eaten by a shark, don't care. Because guess what? I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I can't stay underwater longer than a minute. And I'm in the shark's world. And I'll see fucking people, they put themselves in cages and they're doing it. And I understand the ocean is a beautiful, beautiful place, and I get how mysterious it is, but I don't want to fuck with it. I don't want to fuck with it. It scares the shit out of me.
No, you don't want to go scuba diving and find
Cthulhu? Like, I have no desire to do that at all. And you might know, Dustin, you're not fun. I have fun, but I don't also put myself in risk-taking situations to die a horrible fucking death. I don't fucking want to do it. Ever. Like, I have no desire. People, like, anyone's like, well, you don't want to go scuba diving? Nah. No. Because the one time I do.
Would you go snorkeling? You're literally on the surface of the water. Would you go snorkeling?
Dude, honestly, don't know. Maybe.
See, I've gone snorkeling. That's cool. I'm not like a scuba diving kind of guy. Like,
yeah.
I like beaches are cool. I have this like living on the East Coast after living in Nebraska my whole life, which is landlocked. It's given me this deep appreciation for like open water, I guess, and living so close to it.
Yeah.
But like there's like when you ask me like beach or the mountains, I'm far more of like mountain kind of person, you know? So, like, I guess I don't have to worry about sharks as much as I do bears. But, like, no, yeah, I've never been someone who's been, like, if you want to go, like, see a shark, there's always aquariums.
Yep. I don't fucking, my head can't wrap around it. And I understand that it's fucking beautiful. And I understand we need to learn about it. It's like 70% of our fucking surface area in our fucking world.
But when people say like, oh, I'm gonna go out on a boat in the middle of the fucking ocean and like drop down in a cage, those people are asking for a great white to come for their toes.
And a part of me wants it to happen, to be like, shouldn't have done that. That was stupid. Now, I understand, like, I understand the excitement of seeing something majestic like that in its face, but my scared factor is way above that. Like, I can live without that. I don't fucking need it. And
I get that.
I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Again, people, I'm not a risk taker, I guess, but whatever.
Jellyfish freak me out.
All of it freaks me out. Literally all of it. I don't want a jellyfish to touch me. I don't want a fish to touch me.
You know what happens if you get stung by a jellyfish, right?
What? What do you mean?
Someone has to pee on you. It's the only way to, like...
I heard I heard that doesn't actually work.
Is that so?
I heard through shows or podcasts that, like, it doesn't technically do anything. But hey, real quick, if we're in the ocean and you get stung by a jellyfish, I'm peeing on you in less than a minute.
Bro,
immediately. Immediately. Piss on him. All right, piss on him. Piss on him. One more time. All right, that's gonna end. That's gonna end Dusty's drunken thoughts. Before we end the episode, Drew, do you got anything you want to plug here, my man?
Sure. You can find me on Instagram at Drew Valaika. You can find me on YouTube under International Shakespeare Players, where I read with them every week or so, if not every 2 weeks. We have a backlog of our live streams we can go through. It's an incredibly talented group of actors. We should be done with the entire Shakespearean canon by December. We've got out. I also...
And do you do this on like a live Zoom, my man?
This is on a live stream on YouTube.
Live stream on YouTube. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I also will be appearing as a character in a Zoom web series called Sunday in the Park, which I filmed that with my friend MJ on Monday. I will be a part of episodes 11 and 12. So if you follow me on Instagram, I will definitely be posting more about that when those episodes come out.
That's fucking awesome. So yeah, everybody follow Drew on Instagram. Watch out for his stuff. He's still creating art during this time, which is fucking awesome. He's grinding and everything. My man, thank you so much for being on the podcast with me today, brother. I really appreciate it.
Dustin, I've been looking forward to this for a long time, man. I love this stuff you're putting out there. You're one of my favorite people, and one story I have to bring up is when do you remember when I left you a note during South Pacific?
I do. I'm not going to get what you said right, but I do remember it being emotional, I think.
I mean, I expressed how much you inspire me, and you do and continue to inspire me, and I love you, man. I'm really happy we got to do this together.
I appreciate that, dude. Say, hey, here's proof that I'm actually a nice guy and that people do like me and think I'm okay.
Dustin, hey, Dustin, you're more than okay, man. You're great, dude.
Oh God, I can't drink. I need to put ice cubes in that bourbon. Fuck. Yeah. I appreciate you having me drink straight bourbon today and, changing my palate up. And again, man, you mean a lot to me, and I appreciate you always being so kind and being supportive of me. It means a lot. To everybody, his episode should be out in a couple days. So check it out. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We just got on iHeartRadio, so I don't hate iHeartRadio anymore. I fucking told everyone to fuck iHeartRadio because I hadn't accepted my application. But hey, don't fuck iHeartRadio. They're cool. They let us on there. But we're on everything. As usual, the visual will fucking be on YouTube. Audio will be everywhere. We appreciate it. Hoping to get sponsored by Crown Royal. So shout out to Crown Royal. We're gonna keep shouting out Crown Royal until they actually fucking sponsor me. But
I'll make an Instagram post and tag them in it.
Yeah, I'm literally tagging them in fucking everything that I do now.
That's amazing. I love that.
Yeah, so like the YouTube channel, subscribe to it, like everything. End of plugs. I fucking hate doing that shit. But yeah, I appreciate everybody. Everyone have a great day. Black Lives Matter. Be fucking cool in the fucking world and let the drinks flow and find somebody and make some cool memories. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Drew, you fucking rule, brother.
Hey, man. So do you.
All right. Peace out, everybody. Thanks for listening.